What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Sunday. It's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you know what happens. It's time for Mom Chat. And I know that it's Memorial Day weekend and everybody's doing their thing, but I wanted to come on and answer a question that one of the moms had for me. So I'm figuring out how to do Instagram at the same time. Let's see if I can make it happen. And we'll get started. All right, all right, all right. What's up? Hey, Facebook. Hey, Instagram. It's your girl, Kaywanda Lamb, the winning single mom. I'm so excited to be here today. Every Sunday, I try to be here as much as possible to talk with you guys, to say what's up, to see how you're doing, to put a little goodness and positivity out into the world. And so I want to talk really quickly about how to communicate with your ex and also with your kids. Hey, sis, I see you down there. What's up on Instagram? So I used to do this thing on Periscope called Single Mom Sunday. And then I got super busy coaching and speaking and writing. And I was like, I got to let something go. But I love, love, love doing it. And so now that I got a little bit more time and a little bit more balance, I want to meet you here on Facebook Live and on Instagram every Sunday at 7 o'clock. Mom to mom, so we can chat a little bit, share a little bit, and you can ask me your questions. Hey, what's up, brother? How y'all doing? So if you don't know who I am and you've happened on, I'm Kaywanda Lamb, an author, speaker, and coach to single mothers. I've written 2 amazing books, and I actually brought them with me today as I sit here. This is the first one. It's called Do It Anyway, The Single Mom's Guide to Living Life and Achieving Her Goals. And that is a book that if you are new to single parenting, it will help you get your entire life together. And then when you're ready to go on that faith journey and you need a little Jesus in your life, the second book, Parent Thrive Win, will help you with that. It's a 31-day devotional with some bonuses. Because if you've read any of my books, you know I give you more than what you're expecting. So there's always a surprise in there. So that's what I do. That's who I am, partly, right? And so I want to respect your time tonight. So as you pop on, tell me who you are, tell me where you're from, where you're coming in from, where you're joining me from, what city, what state, what country. I always love to see people from around the world join us. All right, so let's talk about tonight's topic. I only plan to hold you guys about 20 minutes because I know this is the weekend out of a few that we actually get to get some rest and have a long weekend and chill with the fam. So one of the ladies in, on here who follows me, she said, I want to talk about communication. And let me just tell you, real talk, I have not mastered this with my ex to a T. Right? So I'm going to qualify what I'm going to tell you based on what I've seen other people do, based on what I've gone through that was wrong, and based on what I see some of my coaching clients do, right? So, and how I tell them since it didn't work for me. So let's talk about why I said that. Why did I say, I don't have the best co-parenting relationship? Well, I think most people know that it's been me and my boys for about 19 years. I was pregnant with the second child when I broke up with my ex. And there was a season in there where we were great. We really got along. I was like, okay, I can do this. But see, the problem was I was still in love with him, and I still wanted their relationship to work. So I had some hurt going in, right? Still trying to balance and still trying to be okay, pretend to be okay with, him not helping with the kids, him not being around and handling this all on my own, but he was still in and out when he wanted to be, right? And so I will tell you, if you're trying to co-parent with your ex, you have to cut that out. None of this back and forth. Y'all got to really know what you're doing and you got to stand your ground, right? So this is why I say what I'm saying. So I was 2 months pregnant when I found out about all the other stuff that I didn't know, and I was really ready to just be done cold turkey. Lots of feelings, lots of hurt feelings, lots of anger. By the time it was time for me to deliver my second child, we were totally done. I mean, I could barely stand him. He could barely stand me. But of course, he knew to come to the hospital for the birth of his child and give him his name because that was his kid, right? So I did that, and I'm still thinking, okay, I'm just going to do what I can over here. We're just going to have to make this work. Surely he's going to be there for these 2 boys. And nothing could have prepared me for the fact that I was going to be doing most of this journey by myself. He's seen his kids, every 5 to 6 years, off and on. And it hasn't been because I didn't keep the same phone number. I didn't keep the lines of communication open, right? And so we all have our stories, and he has his point of view, right? And he was able to talk to his sons last year, and he gave them his point of view, which I disagree with. and that's okay. So I'm telling you this. Other folks are like, you tell all your business, Kaywanda. Well, I don't think it's that. There are some things that I haven't told, but I share this because in a perfect world, we would perfectly get along. We would perfectly raise these babies and everything would be great. But it takes a level of maturity on both parts. There's so much going on that we don't know. And I've told people over the years, I'm thankful that he wasn't there because I don't know what he would have taught my children, right? We both have to be in our healed spaces. So I'm saying this to you because the first chapter in my book, when I finally got around to writing it, after all those years of letting go, going through my healing process, getting over the hurt, the anger, the bitterness, all that stuff, and looking to see what was left in my life, I wrote chapter 1. It's called Heal. And so I encourage you, as you're trying to co-parent, to make sure that you're going through your healing process, that you're not expecting the other person to be like you, because the only person that's you is you. So the first thing to do is just do the best you can to let it go, to heal, to make sure that you're not wearing yourself out with unforgiveness and worrying about what somebody else is doing because you can't control them, right? So you show up and you be the best mama, you be the best daddy that you can be. And then you keep those lines of communication open, right? And so again, I shared that I was hurt, I was, just upset and disappointed and couldn't believe this was happening to me. I was a good person. I was I thought I was a great mom and great girlfriend and all this stuff. And all of this happened so fast, right? And so over the years, I came to realize that, I wouldn't trade this journey. I would want to do it again. But I wouldn't trade this journey for anything because it taught me so much. I became stronger and more resilient. And that's what this thing is going to do for you. It's going to show you a new version of you. And so be kind, hold your peace, fussing at somebody, acting a fool, keying cars, cutting up, that's gonna take away from your life when you could be enjoying it. I'm thinking about these movies we've watched, these songs we've sung, right? I smashed the windows out your car. What was that one? Love me some Jasmine Sullivan, but no, ma'am, I'm not gonna do it. Jail doesn't look good on me, okay? I need to be here to take care of these boys. And you need to too. So let it go. Right? And so how do you communicate? If you're upset and angry and mad, that's not the time to communicate. If every time it's time for y'all to talk and have a discussion about the kids and you're bringing up what he did and you're bringing up what she did, not the time to communicate. Y'all need some ground rules and you need to kind of try to stick to them. So in the beginning, we did try to do this. We wrote down all the little things that I wanted and he wrote all the things that he wanted. And I was like, this is preposterous, sir. This is ridiculous, and it was just a hot mess, y'all. I'm so glad God delivered me from that. I'm so glad I moved to another state, and got me some peace and some new life. So don't go down the rabbit hole is what I'm trying to tell you. Keep the peace. Keep those kids in the forefront and really think about what it is that they need, because they're hurting too, right? If they're old enough to notice what's going on, if your kids are bigger, they're going through some things. And so this is why I said I want to talk about how to communicate with your ex and how to communicate with your kids. So in a perfect world, and you're going to make it as perfect as possible, try not to communicate when you're both angry. Try to really talk about what are the things that you need pertaining to the children and really set some kind of order on who's going to get the kids and when are you going to get the kids. And of course, if you're going through legal stuff, do that. But don't bring up the past and don't bring up, the hurt and all of that stuff. This is why we need counselors. This is why we need therapists. This is why we should have our good girlfriends and folks that we can confide in, who listen to us about that stuff, because the ex is no longer the person that wants to hear that. Hey, y'all, the healed spaces, girl. Thank God. Praise him. Yes. Transparency is necessary. Absolutely. there are things that, I don't talk about with everybody, but with this particular tribe, it's necessary for me to share that I've been there too, right? I've been there and I didn't handle it oh so well. And trust me, I thought about fighting all the women. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna be tired after one fight. So this is not the way that I need to handle this. I need to just let this person go, because it's not the women. Yeah, they were messy and all that in the end, but it was that person that made the choice to include me in that foolishness. Leave me out of it. Why bring me and my kids into this? Pick somebody else to go ruin their life, you know? And so, but that's all right, because I have two amazing, beautiful, I'm talking about fabulous babies. And I've been able to build a life for them by the grace of God and the help of so many great supporters, and just with new vision and new peace and new space. And so I'm telling you that in this area, you think you've lost something, and the truth is you've won. Let me say that again. In this season, you think you've lost something, but the truth is you have won. Okay. And slowly but surely it's going to unveil itself. Because if people are for us, they don't leave us. People who leave us are not for us. And it is okay. Let them leave so that you can make room for what is next and best. Be clear. There is greater after this. Y'all know I got to preach sometimes. All right, so let's keep going. So how to communicate with your kids. I really, as my boys got older, you know, preteens, even in the little, you know, before the preteen stage, I'm always checking in with them just to see, you know, how do you feel about that? You know, when it was time to bring daddy to work, and he's like, well, I'm like, well, your dad lives in another state, you know, and let's be clear, I would move hell and earth to be, you know, heaven and earth to be with my kids wherever I needed to be. But you know what? That's not everybody, and that's okay, because we don't know people's situations and their mindsets, and sometimes it's good that they're not there. Be clear. And so I don't understand it, but that's the way it worked out. And so I would sit and I would say, you know, how do you feel about that? And I would say, okay, I would never bash their dad. Like, you can ask them and they will say, she has never talked bad about this dude. She's never told us what to think about this dude. She just always tried to encourage us along the way. And I did that because I didn't want my kids to grow up being bitter, the way that we've seen so many other folks' kids come up and come out. And we've dated men who, you know, didn't have great relationships with their dads, and, you know, hence the crap that we go through in relationships, right? And so I would say, you know, how do you feel about that? And they tell me, and I'd be like, well, you know, I understand, and I hate, and I know that sucks. But who else was there today? And did you enjoy yourself? And do you remember when your mentor came, and how did that make you feel? And then they go bopping off, you know, and be over it. But it's good to honor if they're having a moment. It's good to sit and listen to them. It's good to let them get their feelings out, because we see so much today with kids who aren't able to express how they feel, or who are going through things and they don't have anybody to talk to. And then we're like, we didn't know such and such was going through this, right? So just try to always check in with your kids. Try to keep your mental health, your self-care top priority, and also theirs, right? This is what you do whenever there is transition, whenever there's change, whenever there is flux, right? Because, you know, you want to teach them that sometimes we don't get what we want in life, but we're going to make it through it. And I always would remind them that they're the most beautiful, awesome boys, and that they're worthy of love. And I didn't necessarily say it like that because, you know, talking to your boys, but however you talk to your kids and you let them know that, do that, right? And so there was a time when I think I was overcompensating and really trying to make up for the fact that their dad wasn't there. And I almost injured myself pretty bad trying to play football with them. And then I just had to be like, listen, okay, no, we're not going to do this, okay? I'm talking about tumbling down a hill, about to lose my clothing, scarred up my freaking legs bad, trying to get out there and be mama and daddy. And I slowly but surely started learning I can only be mama, and I needed to be the best mama that I could be. So if y'all have questions for me, pop them in down there. You know, I love being authentic and transparent, and just really trying to come from a place of, listen, I've been there too. It hurt like heck, but I made it. And I promise you, one day it will no longer hurt. One day you'll get to the place where you're like, you know what? That happened. God bless them. We're moving on. We're doing what we got to do. We're in our new space. I got my new boo. They got their new this. We're all right. We're all right. Right? And until then, just keep pushing. Just keep knowing you don't have to know all the answers. And you cannot control another human being. So you and your babies make your own new traditions. Playing football, you know, this is my brother. You know, like, hey, let me tell you something. I am actually really good at many things, right? I'm really good at many things. And so I can throw a smooth, amazing pass now. Oh, I was lighting it up. And for a season, I was better than them. Now, no, I'm not. But you know, when you're the adult and you're older, you know, they're like, wow, I could beat them in running and racing, and they would always want to catch me. And now these people blow past me because trust. Sometimes we'll just be, coming back from somewhere and I'll take off running. And they know that means that I'm trying to, make it home before them. And I'm in mid-flight. I mean, I'm booking it with everything I got and not to see wind. So they get me now. They overtake me. But there was a time when I was out there, just in the trenches with them. And that's what we do. And so if that's your thing, do it. If it's not your thing, get somebody else to fill in that space to make sure they still get what they need. Spiral pass. Bam. That's all right. I'm telling you, I was cold-blooded with it. Don't fool around. Let me show you next time we're home. And so, but the thing that I'm saying is just be you. So communication, do the best you can. Keep the emotions out of it. Keep the anger out of it. And if you are not in that place at the moment, just say, you know what, give me a second. Help with the kids with homework, whatever you got to say. Okay, and let me call you in 15. Because you want to keep your dignity in check. You want to keep, in good graces with the good Lord. You want him to bless you. You understand? We can't be messing up blessings, fooling around with folks who don't care. All right. And so, again, just do the best you can. Focus on you. Focus on your babies. Keep those lines of communication open. Check in with them. Check in with yourself. Utilize your resources. I honestly thought about making sure my boys had somebody to talk to. There is nothing wrong with that. Somebody objective. But again, when we split, they were much, 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 much younger. And when he came back in the years, like in between every 6 years, I would just kind of check in with them, see how they felt about it. And they would honestly be super excited, just knowing that, he was going to be consistent. And, then he wasn't. And so I'm not here to talk about their dad and badmouth him or anything, but I'm just saying prepare yourself. You may have it like that, or you may have a person who you can work with and who will make sure that they're there to see their kids. And I will tell you that it's not your fault, so don't blame yourself if they don't, right? Just keep doing you. I've had the same phone number for about 20 years now, right? I haven't changed my phone number. My kids have a phone number that they've had since we moved, and he's always had the number to reach out to them. I do that. That's the best that I could do. That's the best that I could do. If something happens that has happened to them, like one broke the ankle, the other one broke their elbow, I let them know about it. You're the father. Let them know about it. Also, we needed their insurance information, for which I should have an insurance card after all these years, but that's okay. That's okay. Did you see me live? Just go. It's not because I didn't ask for it. So again, and I keep insurance on them for that very same reason. So we're paying double. And I just found this out a couple of years ago. But anyway, this too shall pass. This too could have saved me lots of money, but this too shall pass. And so I'm saying this to you, and I'm hoping that it will help some sweet mama out there go through this process a whole lot better, honey. Let go. Breathe, do you, live for you, keep the peace, because sometimes some of these folks, we see the news. You see what I'm saying? Our goal is to stay alive, stay well, stay healthy, and live our best lives. That's it. God bless you. We only talk about the children. God bless you. Goodbye. If you feel like your safety is threatened, don't open the door. Let somebody know. Call the police. Get orders, because this is a real thing and this happens, right? And here we are, we're like, well, they're good to the kids, but they're not good to me. So I'm in this conundrum. Nope. Safety first, right? So get all of that stuff in check. Talk to the attorneys. Get yourself a lawyer. Seek legal advice, right? Do what you need to do for you. Do what you need to do for you. Your safety, your life, your self-care. Okay, that's what I had to say, y'all. That's what I had to say. Any questions? This is a topic that's hard to talk about. And like I said, it's different for everybody. Oh, and I want to also give you another resource. One of my friends, her name is Naja Hall, and she is an amazing stepmother. So many of you will get into relationships with blended families. Many of you will marry again. Many of you will date again. And she has a great, great, great community. You can find her on Instagram, and you can also find her on Facebook. She has a website, and she is just absolutely, absolutely fabulous, if I can talk today. And so her thing is blended and black. So blendedandblack.com. And so that's another resource because she talks about the co-parenting because the other person may end up marrying and now you have to get along with the stepmom, right? And so just knowing how to navigate that space. And she's a mom who married a guy who had kids, right? And then that relationship was kind of strained. And so she kind of tells her story. And I was able to watch them this year have an amazing moment where there was a lot of reconnection and beauty. And so she is a beautiful soul. And she also coaches blended families. And so I think if you're in that situation or going into that situation, she would be somebody to follow. So check her out. And remember, I have written a whole bunch of blog posts. I've talked about this actually before. And I have another post coming out about co-parenting with some more tips in there. And that'll be on the blog at kaywandalamb.com this week. And so I'm super, super, super excited about the summer. I'm going to be opening up some more coaching spots because during the summer, y'all know I have more free time and I can do some things during the day. And I'm opening up some VIP coaching sessions. Super excited. So much is coming forward. Podcast is almost ready to launch. Get ready. It's called The Winning Single Mom. You're going to love it. It's going to be on iTunes and Google Play and Spotify. And I'm so excited because it's all about helping us get our coins together. And so a big thing and a big frustration with co-parenting is we're always talking about the money. The kids need this and the kids need that. And I need you to help me with this. And I didn't have the help that I believe that I should have had, that I know I should have had. Okay, y'all have heard me talk about my child support story before. But we made it, right? We made it. And so sometimes that's what we end up having to do. But I pray for you that it will be different and that you guys will be able to meet the needs of the children and move on to start a new life for yourself, right? And so remember, keep the peace, take care of yourself, self-care, check in with the kids, and make sure that you're safe and that they're safe at all times. Because if that's not happening, I don't need to talk to you. See what I'm saying? We don't need to have no communication because my safety and my baby's safety is of utmost importance, period. Okay? All right, so love you guys for popping in. I appreciate all the waves. What's up? What's up? What's up? I see you over here with all the comments. Thank you guys. And over on Facebook, when you catch the replay, let us know you're watching on the replay. Let us know where you're from. Let us know if you have any questions. Since I am almost done with the school year, I'm going to have more time to come back on and I'll be checking your questions and giving a little feedback. But I think it is super important for you to know that, hey, I don't have the most amazing co-parenting relationship, but we get along. And when we need to talk about the kids, that's what we do. When I need to say something, that's what we do. I no longer hate the dude. I don't have any feelings toward the dude. He's, married now. And I'm just like, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Do y'all thing, right? When we need to talk about these boards of ours, that's what we do. And for the most part, it's through text, right? And so I'm okay with that because guess what? My goal is to live my best life. My goal is to show up and to show out and to do what God has put into me to do on this earth. And I cannot be bothered with anything other than that. Bam. All right. So I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to take my boys to see Aladdin tonight. It has some mixed reviews, but I love to support movies with Black people in it. Opening weekend so we can get more movies with Black people in them in Hollywood. And so it's super important to do that on opening weekend so they can get those numbers. Plus, I like Will Smith, and I think it's awesome that he is coming back and doing so many great things. And let's be real, he has the best Instagram, period, hands down, ever. All right. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Remember, keep the peace. Prepare to have an amazing week. Live your best life and leave the rest alone. I'll talk to y'all soon. God bless. Bye-bye. All right, Facebook, saying goodbye to y'all. I will see you next Sunday, 7 p.m., and we'll talk about this week what you want the topic to be on. So let it go. De-stress your life. Live your best life. Enjoy tomorrow. Soak in some sleep. Woosah. Listen, your best is ahead of you and not behind. Okay? I'll talk to you soon.